Is Ferris Bueller coming back this February?
Are the Academy Award nominations bullshit?
And which Office character might be getting its own spin-off show?
You'll have to watch and find out. Today is Friday, January 27th, 2012. Welcome to Pretty Much It. How are you guys doing?
I was gonna ask you. How are you?
That's so nice of you.
Nobody asks me.
I was gonna ask you. I'm Jake, I'm doing fine.
Are you good?
We've actually got a lot of stuff to talk about this week, so we're going to get right into it. But first of all, if you're not following us on Twitter and if you don't like us on Facebook, please go do so by clicking the links down in the info. If you follow us on Twitter, you will know when trailers are released and all that good stuff. And if you like us on Facebook, you can take part in the poll, take part in discussions and various things like that. And it's a lot of fun, so please go check those out. And also, if you don't know how this show Pretty Much It works, we have something called Choose Your News, where all along the bottom of the screen, you can see all the topics we're going to talk about. And basically, you can click whatever you want to see and skip to that topic and not watch the rest of the video if you choose, or you can watch the whole thing. Totally up to you. And also, in case you missed them, there are links down in the info for all of this week's reviews, including The Music Never Stopped, Margin Call, Tim and Eric's $1 Billion Movie, The Grey, and The Treasure of the Sierra Madre. So let's dive right into the movie news, starting with the Oscar nominations.
Not a fan.
No, I'm not a fan either. I have to say, I think this year is the year I'm the most upset than in recent years. People have been saying that the last 5 or 10 years have been getting more and more ridiculous. Mm-hmm. This is the year that I'm officially just, what's the point?
I agree with that 100%. I mean, like, there's even some movies that, like, people have told me they enjoyed on that list, but I didn't. I literally do not like a single movie on that list.
Did you see all of them? The ones you saw?
The ones I've seen.
Right.
I haven't seen The Artist yet, which I need to.
Right, now see, I think The Artist deserves a nomination.
Yeah, I get it.
Hugo, I liked, but I didn't even think it was worth a nomination for Best Picture. I liked it a lot, but my God. And then, I feel like it's missing more things. I'm more concerned about the things it's missing than what's on the list. You know what I mean? Like Drive. There's no Fassbender love, Mike.
I know.
You'll have to give him love.
My shining jewel.
And Albert Brooks was not nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Also, why wasn't Alan Rickman nominated for Best Supporting Actor? I thought that he was brilliant in Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 2. I know that people are complaining there's no love for Deathly Hallows Part 2, but it's kind of tough, I feel like, because, I don't know. I feel like they don't really know how to handle that, and I kind of feel bad for them.
Yeah.
And I think they should give them just some kind of, like, separate award. Like, for a job well done.
Yeah, a pat on the head.
Yeah, but I think, the fact that, like, Drive is missing and, like, no Fassbender stuff, that's the biggest thing. Now, the good things, though, of course, are that Bridesmaids got some love. That's awesome.
That was awesome.
I'm really happy Margin Call got some love. I don't know why I keep saying got some love. Why can't we just say got some nomination? But Margin Call's on there. I'm very happy about that. But, honestly, I saw a lot of films that were way better than what's on the list this year, I think, and I'm just disappointed with it. But we'll see what happens. Of course, we'll be watching the Oscars, and we'll ask you guys what you think should win each category in the episode before the Oscars. So there you go. Moving on, we've got a topic that I'm very excited about. Possibly a cameo from Spider-Man in the Avengers.
That would be neat. That would be really neat.
That's nerd chills.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got the chills.
I like it that it's a cameo.
Well, it's most likely not true.
Oh, okay.
But
because of legal.
Well, not because of that. Because the thing is, that would actually help because it would promote Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, which comes out later that month. Or is it later that month or no? Late. I think Avengers is out in May.
Well, Spider-Man is
Spider-Man's
currently owned by Sony,
right?
That's the thing.
But Sony, it would be smart of Sony to allow them to put Spider-Man in the movie because that would help Sony promote their film. So it would really be on the Avengers crew to say yes to it. So the thing about it is this woman, I guess an actress, Jenny Agutter, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not going to try. Agutter. I'm not going to try it. But I did try it actually twice. She apparently said that she saw like all the different superheroes. She was like, I was on the set and I saw the superheroes in all the trailers. I saw so-and-so and Spider-Man and this and that. And people are like, Spider-Man?
Whoa!
But the thing about it is that's probably just someone who doesn't know anything at all about superheroes.
Spider-Man.
Saying I saw Ant-Man and I saw Aquaman on the set.
I saw Thor punch Batman.
Yeah. Exactly. And she probably doesn't know anything about anything. But so it's take it or leave it, but I mean, I can only pray that it's true. Next up is a controversial story. Oh. Hey, put your kids to bed.
Hatches.
Kids, don't watch.
Tighten your pants, because they might fall off.
Oh, okay. I thought this was like a sexual thing. Okay.
No.
An upcoming animated film called The Pirates Band of Misfits, which I think looks kind of cool.
It's made by Aardman. I love Aardman. Everything
There
they've
you
done.
go.
Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah.
It's,
Now, I think it looks cool. We saw a lot of footage at Comic-Con this past year, and I thought it looked actually funny. You know why? Because it's people that actually are like funny. It's not like corny crap. And in the trailer, there's a part where one of the pirates comes on board another pirate ship and says, "Give me all your gold." And the other guy on the ship says something like, "Oh, we don't have any gold. This is a leper boat." And then his arm falls off, and he's like, "See?" And it's funny.
Yeah, so that was a legitimately good joke.
It's funny. Everybody laughed when we saw it at Comic-Con. Hold the phone. I did not know that there were even more than one, but apparently 2 leprosy support groups have attacked and condemned the film for including this joke, which obviously it made me hate lepers. I after seeing that trailer, I hate lepers. I hate them. And they basically told them they wanted it to be cut out of the film, and so unfortunately, the people making the film actually complied.
Well, I can expect that from them. They look like they're the kind of people who would do that. Aardman,
Because it's like a family thing.
Yeah,
We didn't mean to offend anybody, but that's the thing. If you didn't mean to offend anybody, you're golden. Then you're good. Leave it alone.
I don't mean to sound like airheaded. Do people still have leprosy?
I
thought
was
that
going to
wasn't
say
a
the
thing.
same thing.
I was thinking that too,
Okay.
guys. You guys.
We're all such best friends.
We're all so ignorant. But honestly, the way I look at it, and any situation like this where people are offended by little things, if you don't like it, don't watch it. You watched the trailer, you saw there was a leprosy joke. Obviously, you're not into it.
So back
don't
off.
watch the movie.
Yeah.
Don't ruin it for the rest of us.
No one's forcing the pirates.
What's
down
wrong
your
with
face.
you?
Yeah.
What happened to free speech? You could do whatever you freaking want. I don't understand. I just hate everyone.
Gotta make sure not to offend anybody.
Anyone in the world.
So the only way we can make a movie that offends nobody is
is to just not make a movie.
Or how the main character can be like a sphere. And
He just floats around.
It just floats around. It's like a purgatory just of shapes for 2 hours.
He is shapes.
Nobody will be offended except for shapes.
There you go.
Why isn't there a goddamn triangle in this?
People will argue over anything is what I'm trying to say.
And that's it for movie news. Now, normally here we would talk about trailers, but we're going to change it up and talk about trailers at the end, because the way we're looking at it now is we're going to talk about all news, movies, video games, TV, whatever, and then go to the trailers, because that's kind of a separate category, and go from there. What do you guys think about that? Let us know in the comments. Do you think that trailers should be right after the movie news, or should it be at the end? I personally am thinking that the end is better, so we get all the news out, but you let us know what you think.
That being said, let's move on to the video game news. The biggest thing was, we missed it last week, Resident Evil 6.
Well, we didn't miss it.
Well, we didn't miss it, guys.
People were confused, even though we explained it. We shot on Wednesday because I was away at Sundance.
Now, I thought I tried explaining this very directly. Guys, come on.
But yeah, we didn't miss it. We just shot on Wednesday, which we did explain, and if you didn't get that, then I don't know where you are. Back to you.
The game's coming out. The trailer's out. There's a release date. It looks awesome. It was such a long trailer. I can't wait.
I absolutely can't wait either.
I'm really excited about it. It looks like they're going in the same direction as Resident Evil 5, where they're more action-oriented than horror. Mm-hmm. But I like how it looks like they're breaking it up between Chris Redfield and Leon. Right? Those are the 2 main playable characters. And it looks like Chris is more of an action, tactical, machine gun, shooting monsters kind of play, and Leon is you got a pistol and you're in a city of zombies.
Right.
Which is pretty cool.
That's more of the survival horror.
Yeah.
Now, you guys know I'm not a video game guy necessarily, but I'm a big fan of Resident Evil in general. Although I didn't like Resident Evil 5 necessarily, but most people didn't, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 was my favorite. And I love Resident Evil, and I think that this one looks awesome. It looks like it's going back to the second one.
I think
it almost looks like the second one.
Back in the city with zombies.
Setting-wise, yeah.
Oh god, it looks.
They literally
really
said
excited.
in the trailer, it's like Raccoon City all over again. I'm like, that's
yes.
a little redundant.
When was
awesome.
the last Resident Evil game, where you actually there was legit zombies? Because for a while now, it's
the fourth one.
No, the fourth one they weren't
wasn't.
zombies.
Yeah, you're right. They weren't zombies.
They were infected villagers
with Las Plagas.
Yeah.
Which one chronologically would it have been?
This is
not
true.
Nemesis.
Someone's gonna call me out on this.
So I'm sure someone's gonna tell us we're wrong. It could have been the second one.
Code,
no, what about
Code Veronica?
but I'm thinking along the
3.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So 3.
Yeah, 3. Okay.
Now I've got a question to pose to you guys. The third other character that they showed in the trailer, who do you guys think that is?
Well, he's definitely somebody new that hasn't been introduced at
wasn't
all.
Familiar.
Yeah, and he looks like he's hanging out with the president's daughter from the 4th game. I mean, that's the same voice actress.
So maybe it's the brother from Boy Meets World.
He's
If
got
anybody
something.
gets that joke, You're incredible.
He's got like ass-kicking powers though, which makes me think he might be like a clone of Wesker or something.
Well, it looks like there's something biological going on with him because apparently his blood is important.
And they need it.
For some reason. That's another thing I'm kind of worried about with Resident Evil. It looks like they're going with the story like a real action-packed
bioterrorism,
adventure.
yeah.
It looks like you're spanning throughout multiple places.
Whereas it's much scarier when it's super quiet.
Yeah. Whereas like Resident Evil 1, you're in a mansion.
And it's just like one zombie at a time around the corner.
This looks like you're trekking all across the world fighting zombies. And
it definitely looks big scale, which could be good or bad. We'll see.
So,
my final thing, I think that it looks like it's a necessary evolution, but at the same time, it might be the end-all, be-all of these games. And then maybe they'll start fresh with something else after this. So if you guys want to check the trailer, I've already watched it like 100 times. You can check it out in the link in the info box. In other video game news, if any of you guys played Resistance, Insomniac Games, who makes the Resistance games, have officially said that they are no more. They're not making any more
I'm pretty
Resistance
happy
games.
about that.
Yeah, Resistance was okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you played them.
And Insomniac shouldn't have been wasting their time on those because they could have been doing so much better things.
They could have made a Ratchet and Clank kart racer by now. I really want that.
Oh my god, that would have been. I love Ratchet and Clank. I just want to say that I have no shame in saying it.
Okay.
I always see people saying in the comments stuff about Ratchet and Clank once in a while.
Like, if you like cartoony shit.
Oh, good.
And for those of you who sit in your basement and play StarCraft and World of Warcraft, there is no BlizzCon this year, which means
get used to the basement.
Yeah, so stay in your basement. BlizzCon is not happening because
I know what this is.
There's not a lot of exciting stuff. There's just like a Kung Fu Panda World of Warcraft expansion pack. It's literally an expansion pack for World of Warcraft that adds Kung Fu Pandas in it, and you can be. It's like, you could be an elf.
How much
or
does
a
that
wizard
cost?
Or a Kung Fu.
How much does that cost?
I don't know, like money.
Wow.
If it costs anything, I feel like that's not worth money.
That is the most.
Is it like a Sims type of thing where they add like dogs and cats? And stuff?
Yeah, pretty much. And there's StarCraft, another expansion for StarCraft is coming out. But the big thing that they did announce is for their online service, their Steam, if you will, Battle.net, which links all players of these games together. A huge like worldwide gaming competition will be held for StarCraft, which is really, really exciting.
Kind of cool.
It sounds cool if you're a fan.
They're doing it really different. Like it's going to be like this. I think it's going to be a big thing. I'm not really jammed up about there being no BlizzCon because hopefully we'll be playing Diablo 3 soon. So that's good. One more interesting little tidbit that's got a lot of people talking. BioShock Infinite is going to have a mode called 1999 mode, which is like a super duper hardcore mode for the game. Not regenerating health. Every game now your health regenerates.
Because it's not about that dying thing necessarily. Right.
Limited. I don't know like the full details because it's not really. It's still vague. Limited ammo. Decisions that you make in the game, like you have to deal with for the entire game. I don't know what they mean by that, but that's what they're really pressing. Hardcore BioShock fans now have something to really play and really press for. Like now. This game's in the big leagues with all the other hard games.
And moving on to TV news, we actually have two interesting things. Ferris Bueller is the first thing we're going to talk about. Just a little earlier, before we shot this video, a teaser was released, like literally like 20 seconds long, that featured Matthew Broderick, and he was playing an older Ferris Bueller, and it said the Super Bowl date, and basically it's a teaser for most likely just a Super Bowl ad. I don't expect it to be it's definitely not for a film. The footage in the trailer is definitely not for a film.
God, he looks like shit.
And the footage didn't look that great. So it's got to be, I guess it's just some ad that's going to be, I'm sure, hysterical. But I would assume that everyone's back for it then in that case. So I'm actually really excited to see it. But Super Bowl ad, there you go. I know most people haven't heard of the Super Bowl, but that's a reason to watch.
And in very odd news, it looks like Dwight Schrute of The Office might be getting his own spin-off show.
Possibly.
Yeah,
it's not confirmed.
Which I think is a really bad idea.
As do I.
Which Dwight is definitely one of those characters where he is better in short doses.
Yes.
Even in episodes where it's, they
centered
focus on
around him. Yeah.
I'm like, it's too much Dwight.
Too much, yeah. Like, imagine if there was more Creed than there is now.
Exactly.
Creed is perfect the way he is. He's my favorite character because he's barely in it. What do you think?
I think this will be great just because, look how great Joey was from Friends, that spinoff.
But see, this doesn't count. No, stay. Because you're bullshitting, and I know you don't mean that. That was bullshit. That wasn't genuine.
No, actually, fuck this. I don't know.
So there you go.
You know what? I can only, so many Battlestar Galactica jokes I can chuckle at one sitting.
I guess it's going to be about Dwight when
on
Dwight
the bee
does,
farm.
Yeah, and Out of the Office.
That sounds great.
Out of the office. That's what it's called. Out of the office. Out to lunch. Gone
Sounds
fishing.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, not so much. And that's it for your news this week. So now let's talk about trailers. Once again, let us know if you think that this is better than having the trailers after the movie news. Let us know in the comments.
Or let us know if you don't care at all.
Yeah, actually, that's not helpful, so don't. If you'd like to watch any of the trailers that we're about to discuss, all of the links are down in the info. So the first trailer we have to talk about is Resident Evil Retribution 3D.
Sorry.
Oh god, I don't like the Resident Evil movies. First of all, I actually don't. I don't watch them even.
If you're excited for this movie, can we say that like I think you're retarded? Like
you say whatever you want. If you're offended, don't watch.
I entertain the thought of the movies, but the way this one started out is a fucking Sony commercial.
Oh yeah,
it's
we
like,
haven't
look
even
at
gotten
my...
to that yet. The trailer starts out like a Sony commercial. Like I remember when it first started playing, I'm like, YouTube,
I'm like skip.
YouTube, like you're not doing the commercial thing, are you? And like, oh wait, it's part of the movie. Ha ha ha.
Lol.
Ka-ching!
It's like, literally Sony just whoring their product.
A whole bunch of Sony products. Like
I'm fine if they do it like cleverly, but that was
so blatant.
It was literally like, okay, and then this is the world, and now this is the Resident Evil world.
It looks like the plot of this movie is that something is exploding.
In 3D.
In 3D. There's zombies. They're running about.
In 3D.
In 3D.
Mila Jovovich has a reason to exist.
Mila Jovovich runs around with guns.
In 3D.
In 3D. There's zombies. Did I mention zombies?
You did 3D.
3D. Forgot about that. The end. I don't even know what could possibly be at stake at this point because I've actually seen all the other Resident Evil movies.
So high, unfortunately.
So in the other ones, the world has already ended. The zombie apocalypse wiped out the planet's population, all that stuff. They killed Wesker. Spoiler.
Yeah, nobody cares.
So
now what?
What now? I guess just to do 3D again.
Next trailer is Project X. We've seen this trailer already. Not this one, but this is a new trailer. And I think this movie looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the trailer doesn't really show much. I mean, it gives the idea it's a found footage at a party
movie, yeah.
And something goes wrong, awry.
Yeah. Next trailer is Red Lights, but unfortunately this trailer is in Spanish, and so unfortunately you can't understand anything that's going on unless you're Spanish.
I got car, I got I'm going.
Yeah, you got a couple of like my name is. But I saw this film at Sundance 2012, and I have to say keep your eye on it because it got mixed reviews, but I think it's worth checking out. So keep your eye on it, and when the real trailer's out, then you can see what it's going to be like in English. Another trailer released this week, Jeff Who Lives at Home.
It really doesn't look like anything special.
It doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look like anything good specifically.
Well, it looks like it's a romantic dramedy as to like aching to funny people.
Yeah,
which I didn't enjoy.
But even more indie.
Oh, yeah, God. Even more with an indie.
You know, there'll be like some like banjo-y music in it. You know?
Yeah, it looks like your standard indie love story.
Which is not a bad thing necessarily, but it's just we're not very excited for it specifically.
Nobody's hair is being blown back for this. You know, it's you could see it if you wanted to. But you could also see anything else.
Yeah. The next trailer is one that is just annoying the hell out of me. It's for a movie called Break. And it's basically just like a shitty version of Buried, I guess?
It's exactly like a shitty version of Buried. It's like exactly like a shitty version of Buried. Like if you took Buried and made it like a shitty action movie.
But like, Jack Bauer, like in a box.
Exactly. That's what you got.
That's it. We really don't have anything else to say.
It's got like elements of Saw with the timer.
I'm like, what?
It's got
stuff in the box.
Yeah, he's like in a trap.
Yeah, the guy wakes up in a truck. He's like, "Whoa, I'm part of the Secret Service. Get me out of here!"
Yeah. Basically, it just looks bad, and that's it. But it's worth watching the trailer just for a laugh, I guess. Which you finally watched the ATM trailer today, by the way.
Oh my God, you were right. Yeah.
And some other trailers released this week were Mirror Mirror, Lockout, Price Check, Darling Companion, and Seeking Justice, which you wanted to say something about.
I just think Seeking Justice could be cool because I really like the concept, even though Nicolas Cage just can't work.
So you have
I love Guy Pearce's face.
I think Nicolas Cage can actually be really, really good
when he's really
trying.
Right.
Raising Arizona.
When he's got his head in the game.
That's one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah, and I mean, for what it's worth, Kick-Ass, but that was obviously a goofy thing. So
yeah, but that was he was actually like good. In that.
And also the trailer for Sassy Pants, which I don't know why I left it to the end because that makes it. I have like emphasis on it, but It is what it is. And that's it for your trailers this week. Now let's move on to the poll. Last week's poll question was, we asked you what was your favorite movie of 2011, and I have to say the response was pretty surprising. Yeah. It was a landslide for number 1, 238 votes, and to give you an idea, number 2 and number 3 were 90 and 84 votes, so that's a landslide. Number 1, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Now, I love Harry Potter.
Yeah, I love Harry Potter too.
And I loved Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Yeah, I cried.
But come on, guys. It's not best of the year.
It might be on my list, but for like top 10 maybe. I haven't figured it all out yet, but it's not my favorite for sure.
You guys disappoint me.
Of course, obviously different opinions here, but I'm very surprised that was the winner. Because, I mean, first of all, last year, 2011 was not a good year for movies at all.
2011 was not a good year.
I liked a lot of movies.
Really, just not a good year for movies at all. I mean, video games, sure, but movies, no, absolutely not. Have you learned your lesson?
2011 sucked.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I hated all the movies in 2011.
Not all of them. There were some really good movies, but it definitely was not the best year. Just don't say a word. Just don't say a word.
I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle.
Don't say a word. But yeah, honestly, we were a little surprised by that, and surprised also by third place. But second place was X-Men First Class, which I'm surprised that this is high up as well. Yeah, but that was really great. And then Drive is number 3. So that's a really odd mix there of movies. It's just an odd mix.
Yeah.
Drive you guys are weird. Yeah, Drive. I mean, I love Drive. I loved all the movies on this. I mean, I loved all of the ones you chose, but the order and the amount of votes, I don't know, odd. But that's the poll for you. Just kind of interesting. Very interesting, actually. And this week's poll, we're going to go back again to 2011. What was your favorite video game of 2011? If you'd like to vote in the poll, click the link down in the info. And lastly, the giveaway winner. Once again, I wasn't able to pick one yet because I only just got back from Sundance and I haven't had time to figure it all out. Hey now. This is what dreams are made of. So I'm just going to put an annotation again since I don't know who the winner is yet, but if you'll do the honors. Congrats. I don't know who you are. And that's it for this episode of Pretty Much It. Let us know once again if you think that the trailer should go after the movie news or at the end after all the news. Honestly, let us know because we'll just kind of, go with what you guys think, I guess. Leave a comment. Let us know how you think the show's going. You enjoying it? It seems like you guys are enjoying it. So,
you join us.
You're enjoying us?
You join him?
Are you enjoying him? What about him?
What about me?
That should be the poll. Who do you like the best?
Yeah, that'll be the poll next. You know what? God. Halfway through the year, that'll be the poll. Which of us is your favorite? Yeah.
So we'll know which one to kill.
But yeah, let us know what you think of the show so far. Hopefully you're enjoying it. I hope you have a great weekend and see some good movies this weekend. And that's pretty much it.